This is awesome. Well, we're driving along the West Bay in Traverse City, Michigan, and we're gonna go back to our place we saw yesterday, and I get to see metal and metal. So there's other cars back there. I don't know what they are, but the guy sells firewood, and I'm gonna go knock on his door and see if he'll talk to us. Muddy, muddy driveway. Ooh-wee. I got out of the car and walked up to the house, and the gentleman came out of the house. I told him what we were doing, and he said, well, he looked at the car, he said, I love your car, man. Do whatever you want. Go back there, you can move things around, you can uncover cars, take tarps off, whatever you want, and I love your car. I think it's because of this car that we've gotten the freedom to go and look at this guy's inventory. He said, I don't feel very good. I just got out of the hospital, so I'm not going to join you, but you do whatever you want. This car is adding authenticity to our visit here, which goes back to driving an old car to find old cars. It just makes sense. So let's go discover what he's got in his backyard. Well, here's the first vehicle. Volkswagens are hot. I probably don't need to tell you that, especially the ones with the 23 windows on it. This is a later one. It's got the curved windshield, not the split glass. This one's pretty rough. I'm looking at the rust here. I'm looking at all the way down at the lower rockers here. Okay, if we had any question what year it is, the license plate says it's a 75. Okay, there's no engine in here. It's probably around here somewhere. The transaxle's still there, and it's got all the camper items, pop-up top, sink, stove, countertops. So, yeah, is this restorable? Yeah, I guess it is. So if you look at, mow it all, there's another mow it all over there. These are long wheelbase Chevys. It's got 8 lug wheels. This is a really heavy duty truck. Back in the day, this would have been like, an F-350, I suppose, or something. There's no date, 2011, so this has been off the road for a while. So this is the first car he bought. It's a 53 Chrysler station wagon, and he paid what he remembers like, $75. The engine's out of it now, he's got the engine. But there's the valve cover. Chrysler Firepower. So under this valve cover, and if there's another one, was a mighty 331 cubic inch Chrysler Hemi engine. And they were, I guess they first came out in 51 or 52, probably 52, as a 331 cubic inch. And the original ones, the first 2 or 3 years, had built-in bell housings. The bell housing was part of the block, so it was cast iron, and it was very heavy. In 54, they started to build bell housings that could be unbolted, and you could do them, they could be aluminum, so that you'd lighten it up. But the original engine in this car was about 750 pounds. 2-barrel carburetor, lots of torque, about 180 horsepower stock. This is an automatic. It's a fluid drive. So it was an automatic with a clutch. So to come off the line in first gear, whatever, there was a clutch pedal, but then you didn't need the clutch pedal shifting it beyond first gear. I think it says 38,000 miles. It looks to be a pretty darn solid car. He bought this in the mid-60s. To have owned it this long is quite an accomplishment. You tell this car, it's got not only for vent windows in the front windows, but vent windows in the back. So instead of open the window just to give ventilation, you could open these smaller windows. So there's the radiator for the car. You can see the flooring in the back. It was kind of like a nautical motif with luggage strips and probably some kind of wood. Yeah, it was wood and luggage and stainless steel strips. Grab handles on the back of the front seat there. At least this side's got them. It's got no tailgate in the upper part of the tailgate here, so some rain's getting in there. The sad thing about it is the roof is caved in, so the roof would need to be replaced or repaired somehow. That's a keeper right there. I mean, I'm assuming that the floors are not terrible, but right now the rocker panels look pretty good. Yeah, this rocker panel right here, as opposed to the other side, this one on the driver's side is a little bit rough. I think it's worth putting some time and effort into it. And he's apparently got all the parts, the engine's somewhere around here. So here we have an interesting vehicle. It's another long wheelbase Chevy, and like that pickup, it's a van, but this one's been customized. I'll tell you why. How do I know this? Well, it's on a four-wheel drive chassis at the very least. Probably they took this body off the original frame and put it on a later model chassis. I see a later model steering wheel, a tilt wheel, bucket seats and a console. So this was converted into a modern drivetrain vehicle, four-wheel drive. Yeah, it's on a later chassis. So it's probably off like a C20 or C30. It's a heavy-duty chassis. I don't know what kind of motor it's got. But there's probably quite a handy vehicle for his landscaping business. And then behind here is another mowed-all vehicle. So obviously these are his company vehicles. And I think he said this was like a 41 Chevy dump truck. You know, people are starting to restore these. Look at that. Why am I surprised? Because that looks like something we would have seen in Alaska when we did a barn find hunting episode there last year. Let's see what kind of motor's in here. So it's got a straight 6-cylinder engine. It looks like a later model for sure. It's probably out of, you know, a later model Chevy pickup. They were all basically the same. I think you could bolt in a Chevy 6-cylinder motor from any year to any year. So some of these sculptures you got around here are going to make it hard for me to sleep tonight because they're kind of creepy. All right, cool. Well, you know, we're riding around this area looking for old cars, and so far, everybody we've talked to has told us about someplace else to go.
There's a guy up the road here on the left-hand side. They've been hauling cars out of there for the last few weeks. He's
oh, really?
Nursing home now.
Really? On this road?
On this road.
Left side.
Almost to the end.
Hopefully there's somebody here. But see, the nice thing about driving a vehicle like this is that you're kind of seen as a legitimate old car person, not a car thief. There's a Beetle, a Jeep, Fiero, nothing much to get excited about there. There's a vehicle with a license plate. I'm hoping somebody is in the building. We'll see. I'm going to walk next door because it seems like that house is connected with this property. But there's stuff here. I saw a 58 Ford station wagon. So I'll be right back. Hope a dog or a shotgun doesn't get me. Well, that was interesting. It didn't appear that anybody was at the house we were just at, but it was surrounded by cars. There was a pole barn in the back. I peeked over. There's some cool stuff. So I knocked on the door of the shop. There was a car parked there with a current license plate, and maybe somebody's in the shop. Well, nobody answered. I go next door, knock on the door, nobody answered. I go next door, and there's a bunch of guys working on heavy trucks, and they said, yeah, the gentleman, Reg, has Alzheimer's, he's in a nursing home, and all that stuff's gonna get scrapped. Every day they're scrapping stuff out of it. I said, oh man, there's some good stuff there. So, came back to the car, and a guy walked out of the house that I didn't think anybody lived in. And he said, what are you doing here? I told him, he said, you can't be here. I said, well, you know, we don't want to buy anything. He said, people walk around here, they want to take stuff. I don't want anything. I just want to take pictures. So anyway, we got the name of the daughter of Reg, and we're trying to get a hold of her now to see if we can get permission. That's the thing here. You know, you don't want to walk around property without permission. Cops can call, you know, be called, whatever. So we're going to go back later on. Hopefully we'll contact the daughter, Amy, and see if she'll give us permission to walk around that property. This is good stuff. This could be a cool episode if this happens. Yesterday, we heard about an elderly gentleman. The family was getting rid of his automotive inventory. He had a repair shop. I guess maybe he was a car collector. And by doing detective work over the last couple of days, we've tracked down his daughter, who's going to meet us at his location at 2 o'clock. But she said, "Oh my goodness, what a coincidence!" Because right now we're trying to decide the best way to get rid of those cars. Maybe you can help us. The Woody to the rescue. Bada bing, bada boom. There's a 58 wagon up there. And an old Volkswagen Super. We be here. This is one of those lucky discoveries that we had heard about yesterday from a gentleman up the road of a yard of cars. The family wanted to get rid of all this merchandise. And so we came here, we were kind of chased off the property, but we played detective, and I was able to find the number of Amy Jo Fisher, whose father, Reg Fisher, ran a business here. Amy Jo agreed to meet us here and walk us around and show us some of her father's inventory. This yard is being cleared out as we speak. Cars are going to the junkyard to be crushed, and other ones hopefully onto another life. So thank you for spending your afternoon with us.
Welcome.
Tell us where we are. Where are we here and what was here?
We bought this land when I was 15, so I spent a lot of time bouncing on top of the hoods of these cars you're going to see in the back. And I don't know, this is just where he hung out with the dudes, and you know.
Was it a business?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a master mechanic.
Okay.
Yep.
So how many cars are on the property, or how many
There
were?
used to be about 55 or maybe 60, and maybe about 25 or 30 more back there in the other field. And then we have another 60 down in Ann Arbor. And that closed in 1964. Yeah, but I was a Volkswagen girl.
Oh.
That's mine.
The convertible?
Yeah, you can barely see it.
Can we go up there?
Yep. This was our family car. It's a 58, I'm pretty sure.
This was the family car. Did you?
Yeah, we drove it to Florida.
This new?
Huh?
Your father bought it new?
No, he didn't buy anything new.
Okay.
Nothing at all.
But you drove this to Florida as
Yep.
a family on vacation?
Absolutely.
So this is a 58 country sedan.
Yep.
Country Squire had fake wood siding on it. Country sedan had plain painted sides. So when was the last time this was on the road, I wonder?
1971.
Really?
Yep.
So this is an automatic, and it's a Y block, so it's probably a 352. See how many miles are on it?
We're usually over 100.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
101,942.
Just over 100.
Just over 100. And this convertible was your what? High school car?
Yep. And later, I drove this for quite a while.
So this is a Carmen convertible. Volkswagen made their own Beetle bodies, but convertibles were built by Carmen, who also built Carmen gears. What year is this?
64. But my dad towed it up here from another junkyard, Town and Country, down in Ann Arbor. And he was, you know, I was really excited. He brought me a car and he towed it into the driveway and the engine was in the back seat. So he threw the engine in and I drove it for a couple summers, maybe 3 summers, something like that. The brakes went out. I kept driving it, using the emergency brake to stop.
I've done that.
And then the clutch went out on me, snapped the cable, and I kept driving it. And I made it all the way from downtown Traverse City out to here, and I go, Dad, I just snapped the clutch cable. And he goes, they'll fix it. So he fixed the clutch, and he went whipping around and hit my cable on that side, tore this top right off, and busted the windshield. And that was the last I ever drove it. It's sat here ever since.
And what year do you think that was?
89. 1989.
What else do we have here? The big
Well,
old
we've got
LTD.
Thunderbirds. This truck, I don't have any idea where he got it. We've had it forever. It's been here since 1972.
So this marks take it or don't take it?
Take it.
Take it.
Yep. Everything with an X is going.
And who helped you
going to
decide?
scrap.
Did anybody help you decide or you just did it?
My dad's best friend helped me walk the yard. He knows about all these cars.
Okay, good. So we got a Ranchero here.
Yep.
Like 66, 67.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know where that one came from either.
So this is a 351 car. So it's got, you know, it's got the high power engine. It would have been, I guess, stock. If you would have gotten a stock basic car, would have been a 6-cylinder. One grade up would have been a 302. 351 is what this one has. This is a 1954 Ford, and it's white with pink, so it's a Victoria, I would say. Yeah, this is a Victoria. Which means, you know, this was right here, Victoria. So when you roll down these windows, back and front, this is all open, there's no post. So is this another Ranchero or is this a convertible?
I think this is a Ranchero.
Yeah,
Yep.
so 2 Rancheros.
Yep.
I like that. By the way, we have a guest appearance here on Barn Find Hunter. Davin Reckow, who you probably know from Redline Rebuilds and other project videos that he does. And he heard about this place. He said, I got to join you. So.
Heck yeah, that's right. Thanks for inviting me along, Tom. Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
This is good stuff.
Look at this Cadillac in here. This could be cool. This could only be one car. Cadillac, probably, I don't know, 53. It's got hubcaps on it. It's a hardtop, 4-door hardtop, dark blue. I mean, thank God some cars were put undercover because this car will be 100 times better than the ones we've seen outside. So there's a car right there, like a 51 Ford. You could tell 51s by the chrome strip on the side. 49 and 50 didn't have that strip. And because it's copper color, this could be Victoria. Let's see. Oh, it's convertible. So 51 convertible, that's pretty cool.
This is awesome.
Oh yeah. Well, because that car is under roof, even though it's convertible, this thing could still be a pretty solid car. This is a Sunliner.
Good stuff. I'm peeking.
So another car here. Oh, so look at, here's a Sunliner. So this is a 52, 53, 54 Ford convertible. This is a Sunliner. Take a look right here.
Sunliner.
Take a look right.
How did you? Oh.
Right there.
I've never seen this car like uncovered.
52,
No kidding.
53, or 54 Ford convertible.
Okay.
And that's a 51 Ford convertible back there.
Okay. Wow.
It seems like T-Birds is another one.
Yeah,
The
there's-
most popular
Yeah,
car
there's
for
one
your dad.
underneath here.
Right.
Did you identify that one in the front? The one on the left? Cadillac.
Cadillac, yeah.
Civic.
Mid-50s kind of thing.
All right.
So this was the car sitting next to the house.
Yep,
And is this the oldest T-Bird, I guess, that he had?
I think so.
It's like a 58.
Yep. Bill could tell you all about this car because he's going to be fixing it up. And they actually put air in the tires and they stayed.
I'm trying to figure what kind of wheel it is. It's like a Volkswagen wheel. Or something. So who's Bill?
Bill's out front. He's one of my dad's best friends.
And he's going to fix this car?
Oh yeah,
Really?
I gave it to him.
Isn't that nice?
Yep.
So what's in this building over here? Eh? Oh, look at the Oldsmobile. That's a car.
That's the Cherry.
Wow.
And there's a pear next to it.
Which next to it?
We should go in that way.
Oh, yeah.
God.
Oh, this is like a special
Yeah,
discovery
that's his
here.
baby in there.
Wow. Convertible. How long has this been here?
Since the 70s.
Gee.
It needs a valve job. He always said he was going to do a valve job. And Gosh, you guys, thank you. My God, these guys just unearthed this whole thing. It's completely covered.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Whatever she's paying you, double. Pay them double.
You're paying us though, right?
Wow. So Oldsmobile had a speed option. I think it was called a J56 or J3 or something. But it has tri-power. I wonder if this has got that.
It's got tri-power.
It does.
Absolutely does.
Holy. Detroit Institute of Technology, Detroit Tech 1891. So this has got tri-power. This was like the hot rod of the day. Probably one of the most expensive high-performance cars you could buy back in the day, which was, you know, a big luxury V8 convertible. Probably had dual exhaust, tri-power, and all the power accessories. Steering, brakes, maybe it's got air conditioning, who knows? Man. Did your dad ever drive this car?
Yep, my mom drove it, my dad drove it.
Wow, let's open the door and take a look. Another family car, huh? Look at that. Look at that, look at the gauge. I mean, just look at the gauge on there. It's got this spherical look to it, much like the taillights that are on the car. All that chrome on the dash. So the odometer reads 17,778.
It could be, but I'm gonna guess there's a 1 in front of that.
Think so?
Yeah.
Well, this is definitely the car of the day so far. Boy, oh boy. I mean, look at that. Just
Wow.
man, that's nice. Is there a car here?
There is. There's a 53 Mercedes Ponton.
Ponton. Okay, just
In
a
there.
little sedan.
Where?
Ah,
Under here?
Under here. And it's a beautiful car. It's my favorite car in the lot. Yeah,
Well,
I'm not the American girl, I'm the German girl.
wow.
She loves her Beatles.
Yeah, I love that Mercedes in there.
There's a car right here, and there's the windshield, I think. So what is this, you figure?
There is a, oh, criminy, Bill will tell you. He knows exactly what's under here. It's a Roadster, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I could tell the windshield.
Yep, I'm pretty sure the Roadster's right here. And he buried it so nobody could see it because he got really paranoid at the end of his time here.
Uh-huh.
Let me get Bill because he'll know
This
what's
is a
in there.
Phaeton, it looks like.
Hey, Bill, what's in here?
This is called a Phaeton. It's a touring car. It's a big four-seater.
Is it it's not the Roadster then? Because the
Well, it's a
Roadster
convertible.
The Roadster had a rumble seat.
had a, yeah, my mom always talked about it. It's here somewhere.
Wow, isn't that something? I mean, somebody could call this a Roadster, I guess. Well, that's pretty cool. So it's probably a 26 or 27 Ford. Now, you could shine this up. The paint doesn't even look bad on it. Jeez. I feel like I'm invited to a family reunion. I mean, we just happen to luck into exactly the right time to be here when all the relatives are coming here, deciding what to do with cars. You know, so the really rough ones we saw outside, most of them are probably good for parts only. But there's some inside the other shed and this shed, which are pretty special. This being one, that Oldsmobile being over the moon. That Oldsmobile is... Oh, you got the hood open. Look at this. There you go.
There she is.
3 Carter 2 barrels. I guess they're Carter. And that is special. So far, I mean, this is one of the special cars in this whole group we've found. Thankfully, it was not stored outside or under a shed. It's in a real garage, and it's a fairly dry garage. I'm going to give you the value of this car as estimated by Hagerty's value guide here, current historic value. This is a 1957 Oldsmobile Super 88 two-door convertible. What it has is called a J2 performance package engine package. So the standard engine was a 275 horsepower, I think, 277 horsepower. This motor, because it's got tri-power, it was bored out, it's got a higher compression ratio, it's 300 horsepower, and the 0 to 60 time on this was 9 seconds or less. So in fair condition, or number 4, they value it $35,400. A good condition car is $56,500. excellent condition or number 2 value is $80,200, and if it were in concours condition, $118,000. On top of that, you could add another 15% because it's got that performance package. It cost only $82 to buy that performance package when the car was new, but it's worth a lot more than $82 now. So this was the factory hot rod. It was a luxury car. It was a convertible, had all the power accessories, and it had speed parts. So I would say in this condition, it's probably somewhere in the number 4 to number 3. That's taking it out of this garage, washing it, vacuuming it, shampooing the carpets, cleaning the seats, pressure washing the undercarriage, under the hood, get it running. This car is probably in a number 3 or a number 4 range, so I would say somewhere between $35,000 and $56,000. I'm guessing that, and maybe even higher, because as we heard, it's not restored. I don't see any evidence of it having been painted. So if this is original paint, and the mileage is 17,000 and not 117,000, then it's probably even more. It's probably has a value of higher than a good car, because unrestored cars are disproportionately more valuable than restored cars if they're in really good condition. I'd like to see if we could somehow peek at that Mercedes in here. Is it like? Can you see anything of it? Look at that.
Look at that.
Man, clean as a whistle. Original jack.
Still got fishing poles in there at all?
No. Original jack. What was this? Oh, the wheel wrench. Crank up jack. Yep. Look how clean that. This is Mercedes. The rubber's still soft. So to the readers that are trying to figure out what we're doing here, the viewers. This rubber is still soft, so this trunk has been tight on this car. Usually we open these things up and there's rat's nests and dirt. Look how clean this is. The rubber is still soft. The mats are perfect. There's the serial number on the mat right there. If you needed a new mat, you just go to Mercedes-Benz back in the day and there's the number. It's got the jack. It's got the wheel wrench. Spare tire, of course, and there's probably tools underneath one of these. But this is why our Mercedes-Benz was a special car and cost so much money, because 70 something years later, you can open up and it still looks like this. So can we follow you over to your house and see what else there is?
Sure.
Here we go. Going to location number 2. Follow us. We're now at Amy's father's house, which was, a 10-minute drive from where we just were. And there's more vehicles here, and this garage, I'm told, right here. So I guess I should go help her open this door. Oh, wow, a mower.
Doesn't work either.
Okay, so I see an old windshield there. That looks like a Model A?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, it's a 4-door. I think this is one of the Murray bodies.
Oh yeah.
So this is a 29 or a 30, I think. I mean a 28 or a 29. Well, if this is true, this is a blue car, it's a 4-door. If it's true, the last time it was on the road, 1956. I mean, for a guy that likes barn finds, days like today are very rare. They only happen a few times in your career. You've been on a couple of events with me like this. This is pretty okay. You can see a little bit more of this. This looks pretty darn solid. Huh. Okay, so interestingly, this Model A has got mag wheels inside it. Here is a, hang on a second. Is an ET deep dished aluminum slotted wheel. And over there is a Krager. Looks like it's a Krager mag, but it looks like a American wheel torque thrust. What are they doing here? I don't know. Maybe this was going to be a hot rod at one point. Oh, look at this. So this is a model. This is either a really early Model A pickup or a real late Model T. I'd say it's a Model A. And it's got 35 Ford wheels. Yeah, so that's a Model A.
Is it?
Yeah, I'd say it's probably a 28.
So it's got like a T wheel on it?
Uh,
You know how they push forward?
oh no, it's dished in.
Oh, okay.
So it's got a shift lever on the floor. Some T's had shift levers on the floor, and also the 3 pedals. Yeah, this is a very early Model A. So the Model A's were built from 1928 to 31, and the Model T production stopped in 27. So there's a pickup truck, and then there's a Model T chassis, engine, hood, but there's no body for it. We didn't know this existed yesterday. 24 hours ago, we found out about this place, and we did some kind of quick detective work, found out people involved in trying to clean off the property and who the owner was and his daughter, and now we're here. I mean, there's easily probably, 40 cars we've seen. Most of them are junk, the ones sitting outside. The ones undercover are a little bit better. The ones in the garages are pretty darn good, and that Oldsmobile convertible, the Mercedes, are wow. You know, and here we are 5 miles from Hagerty headquarters, world headquarters, in Traverse City, Michigan. There's no reason there's not mother loads like this 5 miles from where you are right now. Happy hunting.